Now, there are two kinds of mythology. Now, there are two kinds of mythology. There's what is called the right-hand path, the mythology of the village compound that keeps you fixed in the context of your world. And you grow up here, you live as expected, you live a dignified, successful, and in a rich society, a richly developed life. On the other hand, you may flip out. You may have the feeling of incongruities here. This doesn't go with me. And then you move out. You move out into a realm of danger. This is known as the left-hand path. You follow the way of your own bliss. And you are in a realm for which there are no rules. And since your bliss is not mine, you don't know where you're going. Here you will live a life of danger, creativity, perhaps not a respected life, but certainly an interesting one.
It's not a joke.
And there are mythologies for both. There's the right-hand mythology, which is local to each culture, and then there is what I would call the general mythology of the hero journey, the night sea journey, the hero quest, where the individual is going to bring forth in his life something that was never beheld before.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Do it live. Okay. Doing it live. I had him just a second ago. I had a full card like right here.
I'll write it and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
She's gonna bite me, I know it.
Not a respected life.
Welcome to All Things Esoteric. My name is Jay. This is 7. These videos span a number of different topics, never more than 11 minutes, exploring all aspects and avenues of the esoteric. But this video is the first in a series about tarot cards. Now, we only have 11 minutes, so let's get cracking. It's an hourglass. I made that, but it's wildly inaccurate. I'm going to be talking about one card tonight. That's a Fool. And he's the most important card of the deck. And why is he the most important card of the deck? We'll discuss that in a minute. But first, what are tarot cards? Where do they come from? Well, the first complete set of tarot cards was discovered in 15th century Italy. It was the Solabusca deck, really a frosty sight. And this was the first that contained all 78 cards divided into two distinct groups, the 22 major cards and the 56 minor cards, known today as the major and minor arcana. Adding to the mystery of the Solabusca deck is the artist who hand-painted all 78 of these cards is still unknown to this day. It wasn't until the 18th century in France where formal connections were drawn between astrology, alchemy, Hermetic Kabbalah. These were all brought together with the Western mystery tradition to kind of form a superstructure upon which these subjects could be taught, learned, and used as a teaching model and learning tool for generations to come. So this is what I like to call the Matrix. It's all 78 cards, the standard tarot deck, and there should be a link in the description. I actually have a real life one of these in my house. I collect tarot cards like baseball cards, so I have a few of them. But we're going to be using this one to show you basically progress throughout the series. So for example, at the end of time, we're going to have a missing Fool in the image. The next episode is going to be a primer on the major arcana. So all 22 of those cards will be wiped out by the end of the next episode. So they're going to vanish. And from time to time throughout the series, we're going to reference the Matrix. Now these cards represent the universe around you. So in a way, tarot is really not unlike a live action role-playing game where you become the hero or heroine of your own myth. And to live the myth is to live a purpose-driven life where the legend of you lives on long after you're gone. And the myth is not folklore or fantasy because no more than you're fiction or I'm fiction. It may at times be stranger than fiction, but it's a game. Life is a game, and it's a game of choice, not chance. So let's get down to brass tacks. What's up with the Fool? What makes him the most important card of the deck? Well, having no experience and hitting the road blind, he represents the journey. From card number 1, the Magician, all the way to card 21, the World or Universe. Each card teaches the Fool a lesson, whether it's an experience or an archetype or an identity. When you take these 21 cards and you put them together, the Fool encompasses that journey. And we refer to it as the Major Arcana. Still, this Fool hasn't yet to experience any of this. As we can see, he's innocent and foolhardy, dangerously ill-equipped for the potential pitfalls that lie ahead. He's card 0, the Fool, with 0 experience points. Void of knowledge and lacking wisdom, he forges ahead on the left-hand path. In the classic literary sense of following your own bliss, as written about by Carl Jung and so expertly explained by Joseph Campbell in the opener. The Fool's journey is the left-hand path. Thank you so much for tuning in to this first episode of our tarot card series. These cards really do have the power to change your life with a live action myth. My first exposure to tarot cards was 11 years old, watching a movie featuring my childhood idol.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
I know.
Live and Let Die was a movie that combined two of my favorite subjects, voodoo and James Bond. This movie had everything. It had fire, there was voodoo, there's all this kind of really scary stuff for an 11-year-old to watch. But it had this beautiful woman that turns out to be young Jane Seymour, laying out these funny little picture cards and having banter with Bond.
Well, that's you, quite obviously. An amazing resemblance. Tell me, am I in there as well?
Pick a card.
As an adult looking back, this movie was made in the early 70s. And even though it was centered around Mardi Gras and New Orleans, it couldn't help but resonate that rich downtown vernacular and urban dialect that can only be described as jive.
Hey. Oh, stewardess. I speak jive.
Oh, good.
Is this the stupid mother that tailed you uptown?
There seems to be some mistake. My name is...
James is for tombstones, baby. Y'all take this out and waste him, now.
Got me some slack, Jack.
I wanted to know more about those cards. You see, when it came to James Bond, as my childhood hero, it didn't really matter that he was a man of mystery, or that he carried a gun, or he had a license to kill, because none of that mattered to me at all. See, I was this weird, hyperactive little kid that played D&D with my friends every Friday night. And deep down, I wanted to be James Bond. And more importantly, I wanted to be what James Bond was. And that's an international ladies' man.
It's the time before we leave for lesson number 3.
Absolutely. There's no sense in going off half-cocked.
At the tender age of 14, I finally got my own deck, and I was told that these cards were an instrument of the devil, which naturally, of course, only deepened my curiosity. What I didn't know at the time was that I was 1 foot forward on a journey that lasts a lifetime.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we'll do it live. Fuck it.
Let's get cracking.